Hey everyone, it's Pat from Pat Over Music, and today what we're doing is we're learning about minor arpeggios. Now what a minor arpeggio sounds like, I'm glad you asked, it sounds like this. Now the notes are 1, 3 and 5, and I'm playing a C minor arpeggio because I started on the C note. Okay, now what does that mean? Okay, what's that theory nonsense? If this doesn't make sense, there's a link to the grade 1 playlist below, but I'll just explain really briefly. When you play a minor chord, let's say like A minor, here's the notes that you're playing. You're playing A, C, and E. And what you're actually playing in theory terminology is you're playing a 1, a flattened 3, which is the C in this case, and you're playing a 5th degree as well, or okay. So what arpeggios are great for is they're great for making melodies or using little solo ideas or licks and riffs and that sort of stuff. When you've got sort of minor chords in the background, that's what they're great for. So what we're going to be doing, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to play an A minor arpeggio. But wait till the end of the video because I will explain that this one shape can be used for all minor chords. So if you've got, an A minor chord, that's great, then you already know how to play it. But what if you've got a D minor chord? What do you play over that? Okay, so I will explain at the end, so hang around. But here comes the tab, guys, it's going to be below. Let's get started. So all you want to do is you want to come in with your first finger, okay, on the 5th fret. So that's your root note there. Then you want to have your pinky on the 8th fret of that same 6th string. That's the minor 3rd. So that's actually what makes the chord sound minor in an A minor chord, that C note. So A and then C. And then what you want to do is you want to have your 3rd finger drop down a string and play the 7th fret there. That's your E. 1, flat 3, 5. Okay, so that there is the minor arpeggio shape. There's many more, this is just one example, okay? Then what you can do, so that's 1 octave, but it's pretty limiting soloing with just those 3 notes, right? So then what you want to do is bring your first finger on the 4th string and then play that same shape again. So first finger, 7th fret, 4th string, pinky on the 10th fret of the same string, so 1, 3, or 1 flat 3, and then your 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. That's your 5th degree, A, C, E, 1 flat 3, 5. So what we've got so far. Okay? Next, you want to come all the way down there on the 10th fret of the B string. Again, that's another root note, or that's another A. Then you want your pinky on the 13th fret. That's the flat 3rd degree, the C. And then you want your 3rd finger drop down a string on the 12th fret. That's your E note. So there's 3 different octaves there. Now, what's so good about learning these 3 notes? Because it's just 3 notes in some different places over the neck, okay? Well, what's great is just learning these 3 notes will have your mind start thinking, okay? And suddenly you're not just playing random notes here and there. You're actually thinking about what notes are where with the guitar, and that's really, really important, guys. So I definitely think if you're not sure about how to find notes along the neck, definitely check the first link in the description below, because that will be into the grade 1 playlist, and they'll explain how to find these notes, what are these notes, heaps of videos in there that will all really help you guys. But basically we're coming in with a minor arpeggio. It's an A minor arpeggio because the notes that we're playing are A, C, and E. But, and great job for hanging around this far, if you move it back a fret, okay, so just back a fret to the 4th fret, then you've got A flat. If you move it back another fret, you've got the G minor arpeggio. So you just keep moving it. So if you had a chord progression that went from A minor, then you could play it on the 5th fret, and then if it went to D minor, you do the same shape but all the way up on the 10th fret. Okay, so all of these notes will work really well with those chords. Now you might think to yourself, well, soloing with 3 notes, that's a little bit limiting and a little bit boring. And hey, it definitely can be, because even though you're moving up the neck, it is the same 3 notes, just 3 times, right? So what I'm going to explain to you is I'm going to put on this pad where it's just going to be an A minor chord in the background. So it's just demonstrating a point. don't think too much of it. But what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you that you can use this idea to target different notes, and I'll show you how they sound. So let's do that. Now definitely don't think too much about this loop, okay? There's lots more, much better loops and backing tracks coming up, but just use this as an example, okay? So you can hear the chord, just an A minor chord, nice open chord, and just hear how the notes react. Really nicely with the chord, don't they? And I was just using the example that we've already learned, okay? But here's what I want you guys to do is I'm going to keep the loop going and you guys just practice and just hear how the notes individually sound. So the notes that we're playing again, 1, 3, 5, okay? But why don't you try and play the 7th fret with your 3rd finger, that's the 2. Why don't you add that into the mix? Okay, maybe try it on a higher octave. Play it ascending. Okay, suddenly it's sounding a little bit more musical, but it's still working within the chord, okay? Now, why don't you try this example, and I'll link to the tab, here we go. So why don't you try adding in now, we've got the 1st, then you've got the 2nd, then you've got the minor 3rd, then you've got the perfect 4th, then you've got the perfect 5th. So suddenly you're playing 1, major 2, minor 3, 4 and 5. Have a listen. Let's go on the middle octave. Okay, and mix around the notes as well. Suddenly sounds so musical, and all that we've done is we've taken a minor arpeggio, just added in a couple notes. But even if you just play that minor arpeggio, it still sounds really nice, doesn't it? And it works with the chord. I'll just pause that. So even though that was just a little bit of a loop, hopefully it did give you guys an idea of what it can sound like, just when you're playing 3 notes or when you add in the 2nd degree and the 4th degree as well, but you're still trying to emphasize the flattened 3rd, because it's the flattened 3rd that makes a minor chord a minor. If there was a regular 3rd, then it would be a major chord, so it's that all-important 3rd degree. But what did you think, guys? I'm going to stop talking now, okay, so well done for making it to the end. If any of the theory was confusing, definitely please check out that Grade 1 playlist. It will definitely help you. But I'm just going to keep that loop going now for a minute and just practice those different ideas, guys, and yeah, see if you can add in some extra notes, but keep coming back to the idea that you're playing a minor arpeggio over a minor chord, and that's why it's working, guys. Try all the different notes there. I've been Pat from Pat David Music. If you like this example, definitely like this video. I'll see you all again.